Welcome to the FIlmmaker's Roundtable that's actually rectangular on a trapezoid carpet. Here are your hosts, Josh Gerson, the know-it-all, Chad Gregerson, that guy, and Andrew Young, the buffed-up, roided-out guy in the t-shirt. And here we go!
Are you fucking serious?
Dude, what was that?
Really?
That's our intro.
No, it's not.
Are you ashamed of your upbringing? I mean, you are from South Africa. South Africans don't talk like that. I mean,
No, you don't even talk like this. I've been in the States for 3 years, and my accent's gone.
You literally made me feel like I was in the movies.
That's kind of the point.
It's not the point. The point is the podcast.
But it's a filmmaker's podcast.
FIlmmaker's Roundtable.
It's actually rectangular. I thought I'd make it cinematic, and we don't exactly have a budget, so I did the best voice I could.
Huh.
Okay, whatever.
Well, okay, it works.
Like, when we have a budget, maybe we can actually afford that voice actor who does, like, all the screen junkie shit.
He's dead.
Yeah,
No, he's not.
I thought you meant the other guy.
That
Oh,
movie
no.
guy.
That from the documentary, That Voice?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, but he's still alive, isn't he?
No, he's
No,
dead.
he died.
What?
Yeah, he died.
When?
I don't know, but two years ago?
Something like that, yeah.
Fuck.
Let's just go ahead and jump into our recent experience from graduating from film school.
So Full Sail is a multimedia career college that has, game design, recording arts,
Creative writing.
creative writing, and filmmaking and television.
And entertainment business.
Yes.
Entertainment business. Oh, and sports marketing. So it's pretty much the ESPN, Stars, and HBO all put into one.
Kinda.
Sorta. And if
WWE.
you get a chance, if you go to Full Sail, make sure you work with the WWE because they do shows there constantly.
Oh.
It's a great experience. Don't miss out.
Sorry, pouring water. I'm really thirsty.
Oh, God, Josh.
God bless. And now you're waterless because you
All
just
right.
drank all the water.
Yes. All right. So now that you know
And now you're
about
getting really
where we come from, let's talk about how we got here. So after graduating this past month, being October, it's now November, we all decided to hit the road on a cross country trip to Los Angeles. And
2,530 miles.
yes. And of those miles, you drove almost all of it.
I drove almost all of it in a U-Haul with no cruise control. My ankle was swollen.
Yeah, that thing was like brutally
It was disgusting.
Yes.
Disgusting to say the least.
Actually, you look like the Elephant Man. Like
That's what I felt like.
just on the ankle alone, like I thought to myself.
I had a cankle.
You had a
whole
cankle.
trip.
Oh, a cankle. That's what
I
they're
had a
called.
cankle
Yes.
for the whole trip.
So, and I got stuck with Chad in his.
Thank God I was alone because he was about to murder you. Thank God I was driving alone.
I entertained him with many things, and also I'm surprised
Speaking
the car
of which,
survived.
Let's listen to some of those.
Yes, please. Hey,
Let's listen to some of those alter egos.
For those of you who are not aware of this, I was aware of it to a degree. Josh knows this cold, but there is an abridged series of what is it, Dragon Ball, right?
Yes,
Right.
Dragon Ball Z abridged. It's on YouTube. It's actually by far one of the best parody abridged series on YouTube, hands down.
And you have the best of Mr. Popo.
Yes, Mr. Popo. Mr. Popo, like in the original series, for you who don't know, he's the kind, like, black-skinned genie. But in the abridged version, he's kind of like an asshole who's pretty badass, actually. So, first introduction to Mr. Popo, like, Kami's like, I'm very old now, leaving the capable hands of Mr. Popo. Mr. Popo? And she's like, oh, thanks, Kami. Here's the pecking order. It's you, the dirt, the worms inside the dirt, Popo's stool, Kami, then Popo. Any questions? Yeah. Enjoy the climb back out, bitch.
I have one impression you should do right now.
Sure.
Trump.
Oh. Yes. Let me tell you, this is going to be the best podcast ever. I'll tell you why. In my bank account right now, I'll bring it up. It has $217.69.
69. Wow.
It's
Damn.
because I always end on
He's
a good note. Just saying, because I'm Trump. This podcast is going to be amazing. I'm going to protect it with a wall.
You're gonna make us build it, right?
No, I'm gonna make the other schmucks build it because I'm awesome.
Yes, this is what I had to deal with for over 2,000 miles in a small Mustang.
May I add, this Mustang was of questionable quality. In fact, questionable smells and conditions to the seats were along me on every moment. At its current position, it is in a garage shop. A very dodgy-looking garage shop, if I do say so.
Garage shop?
Garage shop. Yes, this is Trump. I am so rich, I can redefine pronunciation. I know Webster. I paid for my dictionaries. Anyway.
Dictionary?
I will redefine the pronunciation tomorrow when I go to Webster. So let me tell you this, yes, listeners. This car, it is a miracle, probably because of me, that it crossed America. With my excellent driving.
Excellent driving, my ass.
Yeah, you about killed us 3 times since we've been here.
Since we've been here in LA, you know, this man has driven us a few times, and like on 2 different occasions, he's almost killed us.
Literally.
Now, literally,
I like to think that I saved them twice.
Okay, no, well, here's the thing. We would have not required that saving, and I say that with like the quotation of the fingers, saving, that it would have not happened if you didn't put us in that dangerous position in the first place.
Exactly.
Man,
Your credit,
I feared for my life.
Mr. Trump, your credit is no good here. Your credit is no good.
Zero credit. Get out.
As far if I remember exactly,
You took bankruptcy how many times?
at least 5.
Damn.
However, I do remember making some donations to you, Mr. Young. Do not mention this again.
Oh, too late.
I wish I know where that went to, because I'm broke as fuck right now.
Those donations were lip balms. You have a very minimum bribe level.
That's only when we're driving.
Yeah, that
is semantical bullshit. Which reminds me,
now, Mr.
I'll
Trump,
meet
Mr.
Mr. Webster tomorrow.
First and foremost,
Yes.
there is no writing of this. There is no contract. I have not seen it. He has not seen it. So, and you are a businessman. You are a businessman. You should know this.
Look, I deal with sharks and killers all the time.
But you still need a contract.
Yeah, you still failed.
Well, clearly,
as you will fail this election.
Because basically,
you fail this country.
If it was a contract, it would be this right now.
You just ripped up your notes.
He doesn't need them.
I don't need them.
Well, I'll make my own podcast, and right around it, we'll have a wall. I'll make you 2 build it.
All right. Well, suffice it to say, this is what we dealt with going across the nation. But we should talk about some of the places we stopped. I mean, truthfully,
the first place we stopped was New Orleans, and I'm glad I took you all there.
Yeah.
I really am.
Yes. Thanks to Andrew, because like he was
quick thanking detour.
Yes.
Well, a 2-hour detour.
I had to drive
it was worth it. It was worth the 2-hour detour.
I had to drive a U-Haul through the middle of downtown New Orleans. That is fucking tough and rough.
Okay, I have to say this: the way you went through it, like the off ramp we got on, and the way we entered through New Orleans. I swear to God, I'm like, where is this dude taking us?
Well, I was taking y'all to the French Quarter.
But yeah, but the thing, I knew we were going. Yeah. But the thing is, as we were going through like this dodgy ass place, I'm like, who wants to live here? No offense.
Sorry, I have to interject here. As the only one who comes from a former British colony, I'm the only one here who could say dodgy.
No.
That's a very British word.
Everybody else says dodgy.
I've been to Iraq and Afghanistan. Trust me, I know dodgy cold.
Yeah, that is true. Dodgy is said in Kentucky, too. So
wait, they say dodgy in Kentucky?
Yes, they do.
Look, suffice it to say, we all have our different
dodginess
definitions of dodginess.
Yeah. Well,
but suffice it to say, it is universal. It is not just unique to
the British culture. You don't want to be.
Yes.
Well, yeah. Okay. So for me, Andrew says, New Orleans is pretty cool. And for me, like, I've only heard of New Orleans through TV and movies.
Well, I should clarify. The French Quarter is pretty cool. I love the French
Yes. All right. So that was amazing.
Eventually, we find parking. We're walking around, and we're like, oh shit, what restaurant should we have? Or go to? I mean, so me being clever because I'm Trump. Just kidding.
Well, me being the sightseer I am, wanted to take these guys on a sightseeing, to show them shit. They didn't want to see it. They just want to eat. I'm like,
no, hold on. I wanted to see it.
I wanted to see it, but I wanted to see it after I had some sustenance in my stomach.
Yeah, but then we had to go, though, because we were running behind.
Yeah, so we took a 2-hour detour because,
And we only had 2-hour parking with a 15-foot box truck. So,
God, that's going to...
Anyway.
Okay, so, Andrew takes us to Bourbon Street, this cool place where all these artists and buskers are.
Yep.
Kind of the name of that. So, smart person like me, I whipped out my trusty iPhone 6. Ding! iPhone 6. And I found a really cool restaurant called, I think it was called Cafe Royale.
Royal House.
Cafe, the
Royal House. Thank you.
Yeah, Royal House.
So to Yelp, awesome app by the way.
I took you out to Jackson Square. That's what it was.
Jackson Square. So we went to Royal House and we had the taste of New Orleans and it was pretty good. We pretty much had
we all had it.
Yeah, and may I mention I was generous and I paid for it. So
yeah, it was $60. I was shocked. He's usually a cheapskate.
What? I am very generous. I paid for the deposits alone on this place, and that was like $200 out of pocket.
Yeah, but my parents, or actually my dad, is the one that is the guarantor on this place. So if we can
You're jumping
that's $2,500.
You're jumping ahead, but suffice it to say, the rest of our trip was pretty, vanilla.
So eventually, we go through Texas, and Andrew he gives us a warning, and he says, "Guys, let me tell you something. I might get a phone interview. So if I randomly stop
like that,
if I randomly stop somewhere, it's because I'm getting an interview." So we're driving through Texas. This is nothing forever, and then eventually, we sharp turn, and we stop by this place, and I'm dying to pee too. So I was actually kind of grateful.
This is great.
So we see Andrew, and Andrew's on the phone, so he's getting this call interview for a job in LA. And I'm looking around, and this is office, but it seems to be closed. And I'm looking around, I'm like, where's the bathroom? And then this guy.
And he shits you not.
I have a very accurate impersonation of him.
It's great.
So, excuse me, sir. Yeah. You can just imagine him. And he's just like, so, do you have is there a bathroom in there? I really need to go to the bathroom. Depends on what you want to do. And he smiles a bit, and I notice he doesn't have a few teeth missing. And it's like, well, I need to pee. Well, that's all right. Number one. If you're doing number two, I can't help you. And he has no shirt, really dodgy looking jeans, and he has Travis and really terrible graffiti on his
it's a tattoo, right?
It's on his
It's not graffiti. It's tattoo.
No, it looks like really crap. Imagine,
okay, Josh thinks every tattoo apparently is graffiti.
No. Don't listen to it. It was in graffiti art style, but it looked really crappy, like the tattoo artist had arthritis.
So it was like he got it in prison, a prison tat.
Oh shit! He probably was from prison. That has actually never occurred to me.
That just occurred to you now?
Honestly, no. At the time, I was too busy looking at the gingivitis that was in my face.
You could have got yourself gutted.
Maybe. Well, what happened was I was like, where can I go? I was like, where you want? I need to see it. So I turn around and I go to the bushes, but he keeps following me. I'm thinking a few things. One, The Hills Have Eyes or Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yep.
Since we're in Texas.
Maybe both.
Maybe both at the same time. So I go around the corner, he just looks around, all right, and he just turns away and walks away. And I'm like,
You know what that was? You lost your appeal. That's what happened.
Yep.
Eventually, I got to relieve myself. Chad, on the other hand, tad pee shy.
I can't go in public. I can't do it.
It wasn't public.
It just shrinks up and goes
public.
inside. It's just
it turns into a vagina with balls on the side. But no, eventually we do get to go to a Jack in the Box, and I got to experience Jack in the Box.
That was cool.
The Tex-Mex Jack in the Box. Not gonna lie, it was not bad because I haven't had, from that point. I haven't had Jack in the Box since I was in kindergarten, like 10 years. We're going through border control. I'm not gonna lie. You know that scene from from Family Guy, where what's the guy? Peter Griffith is going through border. Peter Griffin, thank you. Peter Griffin is going across the bridge as a border control.
This is what we have to deal with. The guy who doesn't know Jack.
Exactly.
I do know Jack.
No, you don't.
Griffith.
He's a nice guy. Jack, thank you. So, Peter
Jack
Griffin...
in the Box.
God damn it. Okay, so, when
Jack Gleason.
When Peter Griffin
is recently converted to Islam, and the border guy is looking at a little card chart that says skin tones, okay, not okay. We had that experience.
That's fucked up.
It is true because basically, I'm not joking. Chad and
this is Josh's thought process on life, by the way.
Okay, I tell it like it is. So Chad and I going through this border control, and the officer's like, "You guys American citizens?" I'm clearly South African, and my green card's still.
Okay, he's not clearly South. He's white as a freaking bird. He's white as whitest card could be white. Okay. But your accent's South African.
I understood the second one, but white as a bird?
Yeah, I just said it.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
So just
I think we all lost some brain cells.
You're white as your white shirt right now.
White as a ghost.
You're white as a ghost.
There you go.
Okay.
That works.
This dip's kicked for people to laugh at, so...
By the way,
have to tell them to laugh.
Anyone who does listen to this,
there is white
and you have somebody who, if you or somebody who animates stuff, draws little cartoons, by all means, select a segment from this whole thing and send it to us. Okay, so we get this border checkpoint thing, right? And I'm in the passenger seat, and I'm just kind of half awake, basically because I just woke up because Josh told me we were coming up to this checkpoint, and when we're there. He's like, "Are you guys American citizens?" I say, "Yep." And Josh, in his most, I guess, redneck voice.
Yep.
Should have said yes.
So, because I didn't want to deal with shit, and and a small part of me wanted to do this because we're literally on the Mexican border. I'd been like, "Sí, señor. We're both Estados Unidos citizens, yeah?"
I swear to God, if you had done that, I'm like, "Officer, just take him.
Just take him down."
Actually, why don't we just go with that? So let's just skip to the part of us. We've moved into our new apartment, and right now we're trying to search for jobs.
Basically, I'm fucking broke and I need a fucking job.
Yeah.
Basically.
The only thing we got going for us right now is the dude who's been talking nonstop for the past 20 damn minutes because he's got a few contacts in the neighborhood, which is good.
Which is great.
But we still have yet to see results from it.
Exactly.
But then again, it is almost near Christmas.
Yes.
So maybe...
Not a lot of jobs yet.
It's probably... We may see an influx
if any
in
filmmakers
January.
in LA hear this, you have 3 very capable production assistants ready and willing to work their ass off for you. I'm just saying. Do not be afraid to contact us.
20-hour days, and it's not a problem.
I just need a job.
So now that we pretty much well established of everything that's happened up to this point, we're now going to go ahead and jump into our own unique perspectives on 3 different shows. Well, actually, Josh is going to talk about Gotham. Andrew, you're going to talk about the upcoming... Well, what
I'm
you
going to
imagine...
talk about what I imagine what the DC universe should be, not what they're going for.
You mean the
cinematic universe.
Actually,
not the TV, the cinematic.
Honestly, Andrew's opinion is a lot more interesting than mine. I'll let him go first and collect my thought.
No, let's start with him because as soon as we start with him, the sooner we be done with him.
Yeah,
wow.
Yeah, and then I will wrap it up with
I love this.
Jones.
I try to entertain them all the time. I'm single-handedly trying to get them jobs, and they are so ungrateful. All right, guys. My personal opinion on Gotham. This is not no news or anything. It's my personal opinion. If you don't like it, make your own podcast, and you can tell them all about your opinion. This is my opinion. I'm a humongous Batman fan. In fact, he's my favorite superhero of all time.
Superhero choice?
Yeah. I can relate to him.
How?
He doesn't have superpowers.
So you're saying you're a Cape Crusader?
Yes, I am the Cape Crusader. We'll explain this joke later because it's going to be relevant.
Oh, yeah, I could...
We'll explain it later. It's Gotham time. So, I love Batman in most of his iterations. Schumacher, I still haven't forgiven you. And, you know, now when Gotham came out, I was actually really excited because, you know, this was a story about the villains. And, yeah, first season wasn't too grand, not gonna lie. Like, it was great. It was like, it was kind of like on the hype train, but the hype train kind of went down. And eventually, like, season 2, I forgave it. And now, like, I know a lot of, like, you know, big-time Batman fans are like, they hate the show because it's messing with the mythology, but I always view it as just a new interpretation of that mythology. And, you know, right now I'm kind of like loving what they're doing with Penguin. I mean, they gave him like a lot of depth, and they love what they did with the Riddler.
Yeah, that's badass.
Yeah, I will admit, because in the previous episode, he was, I guess, fighting his, you know, inner insane self or something, and then,
yeah,
like, you know,
I was looking at a lot of blogs about that, and they said, wait, the Riddler's not... The Riddler's a narcissist. A compulsive narcissist, not a schizophrenic. So, for me, I was like... You know, even I was like... Yarr?
It still was kind of cool, though.
Yeah, but they've showed how the two personalities have kind of merged.
Yeah, they're merged.
Oh,
yeah.
So now it's not really...
Like, people argue, it's not merging. The other personality took over. Which, people are like, no, he's not schizophrenic, and like, and stuff. And I'm like, no...
I can see it.
I mean, Catwoman, Selena. She's like, I love that actress. She was made for that role.
Yeah, she's done a terrific job with that role.
Yeah. The Bruce Wayne, the Bruce Wayne guy. Like, I can't remember his name. See, this is what happens when you don't do research, as Andrew points out.
Well, he's really good. David starts with it's Masouz or something.
It's a hard name to pronounce.
Yeah, I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but his name's David.
Yeah.
David.
Well, David M.
Dive. Yeah, Dive.
No, he's great. The only thing I didn't like about his portrayal of that was that scream at the very... You remember the first episode?
Oh, right.
What? That was a pretty okay scream.
No,
right?
that was the girliest scream I've ever heard in my life.
He's 10.
Could have just been a little bit better.
If I had done it, I would not have had him scream. Because... Here's the thing, like, here's a good example.
Oh, yeah.
Like, here's a good example.
That would have been good.
Here's a good example. For those of you who saw, like, the trailer before the Arkham Knight, was it the Arkham Knight or was it the one before that? It's the one where, you know, you see the Flash and we see Bruce Wayne in his eyes, and he's going through his entire adult life or whatever, and, like, you know, his expression does not change until finally he's Batman, and he's just like, Rah! You know, just ready to beat on the criminals' butts. And
that was, I'm not gonna lie.
So basically, I just thought, you know, maybe just keep it reserved, because here's the thing: Bruce Wayne had to be effectively emotionally affected, psychologically scarred by that event, and eventually, as he grows older, you know, he learns all these amazing skills. He's like, okay, now I can release my anger by breaking criminals.
Yeah, actually, maybe this is like the pilot is pretty good, but. For me, I kind of wanted to see what Bruce Wayne was like prior to his parents' death, so we can actually see a metamorphosis of, you know, who he became. Because right now, as far as like a show's considered, I don't know how this parents' death has affected him besides what he's been telling us. You know, show not tell. So I wouldn't mind just like, you know, these like, you know, maybe 15 minutes, maybe 10 minutes of seeing Bruce's interaction with his parents,
like a flashback.
No, like. Currently happening, like no,
so it had to be a flashback.
No, I'm talking about when it first came out, not now.
Oh, so
they can still
you know what?
do it
I think I see what you say. Like either you wanted
if I can go like, you know,
back to the
back to the first episode, and like if I was in the writer's room, I would say, okay, guys, look, we kind of have to see a contrast that's not in dialogue,
you know,
of how he was prior to his parents' death. So. Innocence and an innocence lost.
You know what? You know what I think would have been interesting if the whole first season would have led up to the Wayne's murder. Therefore, we get to see the entire. No,
it would have been kind of boring.
It's all about the villains. It's not about the Wayne.
Yeah.
Well, but here's the thing: it's been proven that Thomas Wayne was investigating into the corruption of before the series started, and he died. Presumably because of it. So you could have introduced all these characters and see how they were moving already.
Well, like Andrew said, it's all about the
meant
villain.
to see. He's supposed to what Bruce is doing now. He's supposed to find the killer. That's what
Yeah.
he's been
Yeah.
after.
So
The question is, will he? Because in many iterations, he never does.
no, well, there was the time we found Joe Chill, and that's
Yes.
So we know if they do keep comic book lore, that guy's name is Joe Chill. Basically, with Gotham and what's going on now, Theo Galavan, which, as far as I consider, is not in any of the comics. He's a completely invented character, as far as I know.
Actually, I heard the name somewhere before.
Did you? Okay,
Yeah.
well then, clearly not the best Batman fan.
Clearly.
School. School's out, my friend. School is out.
You know, I'll probably edit this in. I'll edit a whipping sound like.
Do that, and then because I did something with my hands too to go. Put the gun like a gunshot,
Yeah.
like a not gunshot, but like a shotgun blast.
Right.
Honestly,
That'd be
I
great.
think this whole Gotham segment's going to be edited out, because, like...
No.
It's good. I like it.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know, because, like, I feel like,
People want to hear about it.
No,
Yeah.
because I feel like it's all been introduced with, like, little funny stories about me.
All right. So let's go on to it.
Oh, actually, I need to go to the bathroom.
Right, go into the bathroom. And
So
then
you guys do... You're going to hear Andrew's actually a bit more interesting rendition of his opinion of the Marvel Universe.
Well, I need you're all here to do this, so press a pause for now.
No, let him go.
We'll let you go, and then
I'm
we'll just wait.
going to destroy a toilet.
Just go.
Apparently, this guy has to go take a shit. I mean, that's bad enough. He's blurting it out to everybody. This is my interpretation on what I think the Justice League and the DC movies should be. This is what I believe they should do instead of the route that they're taking. Marvel's already almost in Phase 3, so there's no point in doing that because they've already done Phase 1 and 2.
Well, they are in Phase 3.
Well, they are in Phase 3. What I'm saying is they've already done the past 2 phases. There's no point in, debating what they're going to do next. They have yet to start. That's until next year, until Batman vs. Superman comes out. But anyways, this is how I think, not anybody else, not you, not the audience. This is what I think should happen, but I will ask your all's opinions with this.
Right.
So, this would be my Justice League. So if I was filming the Justice League, if I was the owner and I had all the power to do what I wanted with these films, this is what I would do. It's in 3 phases, just like Marvel. All right, Phase 1. Okay, you're going to have 7 movies in Phase 1. 7. I know it's a lot. Actually, yeah, 7 movies. So you're going to have Batman, Superman, The Flash, Batman and Superman. They're already doing Batman versus Superman, but they need their own separate movies to introduce them into the Justice League. Is what these are doing. These it's like how Marvel had at the end of all their movies, at the very end, the end credits, how they were introduced to becoming the Avengers, or presumably becoming the Avengers. This is what these are doing. So you have Batman, Superman, The Flash, Green Lantern, Wonder Woman, Hot Girl, Martian Manhunter. Now, The Flash, Green Lantern, and Martian Manhunter will be introduced via separate movies.
Right.
Of course, you know that. All these are basically being introduced separate movies and brought into the Justice League at the end. Will be at the end credits, kind of like how Marvel did.
Right.
And then when you get all of these, which the last one will be Martian Manhunter, and that'll lead you to the formation. At the very end of his, it'll lead you to the formation of the Justice League. It'll be a short, like they just set the entire Justice League up for that. So basically, at the end for Martian Manhunter, you'll have what looks like to be the start of the Justice League, which will lead you into the Justice League movie number 1.
And let me just ask you a question real quick. The Justice League, obviously, like in the Avengers right now, in like Marvel's cinematic universe, their 3 phases are leading up to one ultimate bad guy, that being Thanos. Are you going to do something similar?
Yes.
Like, so who's the main bad guy here for the Justice League?
I'm getting to that.
Okay, but I was saying, my question is,
Darkseid.
okay, makes sense. But my question is, who would they face in the first Justice League film? Is it Darkseid, or is it like someone else?
Amazo and Lex Luthor. I was getting to that.
Oh, okay, I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
So Justice League movie number 1, the villains are Amazo and Lex Luthor, because Amazo can copy all of their super
And
abilities.
Amazo,
He's basically a god.
But isn't Amazo like a cybernetic like robot
Yes,
developed by
that one.
What's his name?
Lex Luthor's.
What's his name?
I forgot his counterpart. But anyways, if the villains are Amazo and Lex Luthor, and you go through the entire thing fighting them, and Amazo, they don't beat Amazo. He just, because it happened in the cartoon, he just flies off because there's nothing left for him. So he goes off in the universe to figure new stuff out or whatever. But he comes back, so it's a good thing. Anyways, the end credit sequence will lead to the introduction of the Injustice League and the introduction of Darkseid. So you have both of those there, which move us to phase number 2, the middle portion. And these are introduced in separate movies. You get Aquaman, okay? But the Aquaman movie, the villain for his separate movie is Black Mantra, and it's the storyline, A Life of a Life, or Life for Life, or whatever it is. Pretty much Aquaman loses his son. So, but the way they're doing it now is they're having Aquaman separate movie in the first one. I'm doing it in phase 2. The second one is Shazam. His villain for the separate movie is Black Adam.
Of course. Wait, hasn't The Rock been cast as the Black Adam?
Yeah.
Which is awesome, not gonna lie.
That's gonna be
best casting ever.
That's gonna be very unique. But who is? Well, actually, he's not even called Captain Marvel anymore. It's Shazam, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, do you guys
long copyright issues.
Who's he? Do we know who's portraying him or?
Hold on, can I finish my phase 2 and then we'll talk about this? Okay.
I'm sorry.
Cyborg is the next movie. It says, show how Cyborg was created and the events afterwards. The villain for separate movie is Ron Evers. And it's basically, it's going to be used a terrorist attack on United Nations story arc, which I may have to change that because of the terrorist attack that happened in
Paris?
Paris or whatever.
It's still relevant.
It's a sensitive issue.
Yeah. Sometimes when...
and there's a separate movie to show the formation of the Injustice League. So after all of these movies happen, then there's a separate movie for the Injustice League to show how they formed and came together. Which leads us to Justice League movie number 2. Villains, of course, the Injustice League. Once, all that's taken care of, the end credit sequence is the introduction of the Society of Supervillains via Darkseid. So this is where you get to see more of Darkseid because he's the main villain towards the end, or at the end of the movie. Leads us to phase number 3. We get Green Arrow, Black Canary on the same movie. The villain in this one, League of the Assassins, and it's the family business story arc. Batman will also make an appearance in this movie because League of Assassins, Batman just go hand in hand. It'd be kind of cool. And then you have the Atom. And his villain is David Clinton, who is Kronos. So that'll be his villain in that one. Which will lead us to Red Tornado. That'll be the third movie in phase 3. The story arc is the origin of the Tornado Champion, and his villain is the Tornado Tyrant. And the entire Justice League makes an appearance in this movie. So that'll lead us to... after that one, it'll lead us to a completely separate movie to show the formation of the Society of Supervillains. So you're getting 4 movies, pretty much, in phase 2 and 3. Once that happens, it'll then lead us to the final phase for Justice League movie number 3, which is in 2 parts.
Of course.
And they'll say this because the villains in this one is the Society of Supervillains and Darkseid. And the first part, the very first part of the movie, and actually takes place more at the beginning, is Superman and Death Day battle. Or not Death Day.
Doomsday.
Superman and Doomsday battle.
Death Day.
Basically, it's Death Day.
New supervillain named Death Day.
Yes. But Superman and Doomsday, they battle. Superman dies.
Yeah.
So now Superman's, he's out of the picture for the Justice League. But this is just like the comic, when Superman fought Doomsday, but it took him a long time to
come back.
Yes, wait.
No,
in quote, healing coma.
But technically, in this universe, they think he's dead, so they do, he gets buried or whatever.
And we're not even going to touch the whole fact of, how the actual story of him coming back, of all the different Supermans. We're going to ignore that.
The robot Superman?
And actually, during phase 3, I forgot to say this, Amazo comes back.
All right.
From space, and he's like this super, god now. But he wants to change his ways.
Okay.
So he joins the Justice League at the end of the formation of the Society of Supervillains.
Right.
He'll join he'll come back at the end. He doesn't come, during the beginning. It's at the end. So when Superman dies, the next one to step up, it's him. But even with him, it's still not enough, because when you got the Society of Supervillains and all those villains, and then you got Darkseid on top of that, yeah, it's going to be pretty tough. So part 1, Superman dies. Part 2 is when they fight the Society of Supervillains and Darkseid, and not till the very end, when you think all hope is lost for the Justice League, Superman comes back and pretty much saves the day. So pretty much how it ends, I guess, for phase number 3. But through part 1 to part 2, you really do think Superman's dead. He's not coming back. Right. So, or that's the theory, anyways. But that's how I would do the Justice League movies. Thoughts?
And Warner Brothers just stole all those ideas.
Apparently, and they live right across the street.
Yes,
we live right across the street.
We literally could, like, if we work for them, we don't even need to take our cars. We can just walk, and within 5 minutes, we can walk in the studio.
I just want to go over there and just haggle them every day until I get a job. Hey,
got a job?
Do you got any jobs open? No? All right, I'll come back tomorrow.
Sir, you've been harassing the employees here for like 6 months now. We would have to ask you to leave.
Do you have a job?
All right, get in the back.
But here's the thing: all he's got to do is stay across the street and say it once a day. He's not on their property.
Yeah. Just be like, just stand out there with one of the what's that thing called?
Oh, the blowhorn thing.
No, not the bullhorn.
Loudspeaker.
No, it's the speaker that the gun or the police hold that talk into. What's it called?
Loudspeaker.
Well, I'll just stand out there with
that thing.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'll just stand out there with the loudspeaker. Hey, we got any jobs today? No? Shit. All right, I'll try again tomorrow.
You know, with all their legal teams, I bet there'll be something you're doing illegal. So
Yeah.
Probably.
And you may be right. Maybe. But they'll just, like, appeal and will put you to bankruptcy.
Oh, shit.
Anyway, so...
But personally, in my opinion, like, in disregard to the whole, DC cinematic universe, I think what they need to do is just make a story of the Superman versus Doomsday storyline. And, like, where he just fights Doomsday. It could be, like, 90 minutes long. Like, a very short film.
Now, I was going to do it in the first one, but I figured it'd be more dramatic at the end.
Right, but
when they're really fighting everybody.
But basically, I'm saying, if I ever had the chance to direct a Superman film, I'm like, okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to do the storyline of where Superman dies, and that's it. He's not coming back. At the end of the movie, he dies. Everyone goes home sad, but everyone loves it.
Yeah.
Right.
Now, and the thing is, because...
See, the only reason why I did it in 2 parts in the last one is, they come home sad, but they also could possibly have something to look forward to 10 or 12 months down the line for the second movie.
Right. Here's my personal opinion.
See what happens. Right.
We have had 2 death origin stories for superheroes.
Right.
We know 2 death. They've been around for 70 plus years now. The origins of Superman and Batman.
Right.
We've seen it 1,000 times. Here's a crazy idea. You know the guys who were like, responsible for Justice League and Justice League Unlimited and all the animated movies? Let them do the story.
Oh, by the way,
I can do that.
all of this came from the Justice League Unlimited storyline. Just saying. The one I did.
Okay.
Right.
All the ones I did.
You know they're good. Please, Warner Brothers.
Yeah, like...
You trust them with your animated cinematic universe.
Trust them with your actual cinematic universe.
For example, the Green Lantern movie. The live-action one sucked. The animated one was awesome. If that was in live-action, I'd be very happy.
Exactly.
So...
If they could do it right.
No, honestly,
and no animated suit either.
Yeah.
Just give him a costume like everyone else.
Yeah, and you know what? It could be awesome. You have a costume department. They're very talented.
You know, I can, like, you know how Green Lantern has, like, he's got, like those creases on his, like, his uniform that just kind of glow green, like the symbol and stuff like that? Yeah. Here's an easy answer. In between those creases of the black and green.
The seams.
Yeah, the seams. Like, you can put, like, a little, like, strip of, like, I guess light or whatever, and then you can turn it on, and therefore it can glow green.
I mean, like, in every iteration of the Green Lantern, they always, like, every lantern has a green aura when they fly.
Yeah.
And or have glowing green eyes.
No, going back to the suits, and even going back to the computer or animation or whatever that you do in movies, the hardest ones they're going to have to pull off, if they did any of this, would be Martian Manhunter Yeah. Cyborg. Oh, no, they could do Cyborg.
All right, I'll tell you who Martian Manhunter is. Doug Jones.
Red Tornado.
It's going to be Doug Jones.
And Darkseid.
Well, funny you should mention that because Red Tornado is apparently going to be in Supergirl.
I saw him in Supergirl, but it looks awful. I'm not even
really?
I didn't like the way they made him look at all.
Yeah. He needs to be more like robotic.
Yes.
Okay,
He looks
okay.
worse.
True.
Warner Brothers, listen to me. Please do not hand over any DC TV shows to any other network besides CW.
Yeah,
They got their shit together.
Okay,
Yes,
they got their shit together.
I'm going to say this right now. DC, don't even bother with the movies because Marvel will beat you to the punch. What you need to do,
Stick with the TV.
stick with the TV shows, but more specifically, stick with the, shall we call it the Arrowverse? Because that's what they call it over the CW.
Arrowverse?
The Arrowverse.
Oh, yeah.
It involves Green Arrow and The Flash. All you need to do really is add 3 more shows, like Superman, Batman, maybe
Green Lantern,
or something. Yes, because they've been teasing this guy to death with us because they've done it a few different times.
Field.
Well, they need even more than that because they need. They're going to do a Justice League TV show.
True.
It's
But I'm
still
just
gonna be
saying
Wonder Woman and a couple others.
I'm
too,
just saying-
and introduce those later.
I'm just saying, basically, do this.
I can't wait for Mr. Terrific to become Mr. Terrific.
But here's the easiest way to do this. You have all these different shows, like let's say on the CW, once let's say it's 7 shows for all 7 days of the week. It's like a comic strip every single week. Basically, that's what it is. And then at the end of the season, like let's say, in fact, not at the very end of the season, put it in the middle of the summer when nothing's happening, when nothing's on. Have them all come together for a great big Justice League team up every year. It would be amazing.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. You're saying like they should have 1 year all of these TV shows.
Yeah,
and
all
then
separately.
Next year they'll have just the Justice League TV show.
No, not even that.
I would do that. Say fuck all the TV shows. Like you do 1 year just these TV shows, and then you go into 1 year just the Justice League, and then whatever happens out of that year of having just the Justice League, you jump into the second year or season or whatever with these with what happens after the events that take place during the Justice League.
Oh, okay. So
then
like the season of the Justice League is like a season of 24, where it's all like a day or something.
No, a season of Justice League takes place an entire season. So instead of playing these all year long, you have 1 year-long thing of the Justice League. I'm talking like, that's a lot of episodes. It's like probably going to be, 30 or 40 episodes of just the Justice League. But you have none of these shows playing that year.
Oh, okay.
It's all Justice League, because if they did that and all these shows in the process, nobody would have time to film anything.
Yeah, but
so.
that's just our opinion. Obviously,
That's what I think.
but here's the thing: it's not going to happen. So.
Nope.
Unless some executive is listening to us
Right
now.
And somehow he our charisma levels are maxed out, and we can persuade him.
And then he gives a call and he's like,
It's like, please, sir, please, God.
Can you get signed up to be producers? $9 million sign-in bonus. I like that cutting your jib's jib.
All right, let's do it.
Yes.
Excuse me,
Wouldn't
sir?
that be so weird if they gave us the control of their shows?
Nah, that's
I'm like, what?
That'll never happen.
Yeah.
I'll be like this.
We're not
Andrew,
experienced.
Andrew, you gotta punch me. I'm pretty sure we're in the Matrix.
All right.
Oh, I didn't mean to really punch me.
All right. Okay. So now, after we've talked about your guys' shows, let's actually go ahead and talk about an upcoming show on Netflix. I think you guys all know what show I'm going to be talking about. It's Jessica Jones for Jesse. Jesse. All right. Okay. Jesse. So, right as of recording this podcast, it is November 17th, and Marvel's Jessica Jones will be arriving on Netflix in about 3 days.
Oh shit!
Yes, on November 20th.
Yes.
And here's just some some basic info for you guys to get ready for the show. The premise of the show is that following a tragic end to her brief superhero career, Jessica Jones tries to rebuild her life as a private investigator, dealing with cases involving people with remarkable abilities in New York City. What is it? What are you laughing at? His buttons
broke the other day.
Yes, Josh's pants broke the other day. Just
While going up the stairs.
yes.
This is what happened. I had a day, went out to the movies, and then I'm climbing up the stairs. I'm like, I'm so tired, and I hear this. What was that? I look everywhere, and below,
Your button.
and I look at my pants, and I'm holding my pants up.
Your pants just gave up. They're like, fuck it.
No, honestly, those pants have been through so much.
Well, that's a shame. Anyway.
That's a damn crying shame.
Yes.
Yeah, it's-
Wait. You got to say
Well,
it like say it in the most southern accent drawl you can do.
What?
That's a shame.
Ain't that usual crying shame?
Well, ain't that just a crying shame?
Would you like some sweet tea?
You want some sweet tea? We can go right over there. We can go over yonder and get that sweet tea. Bring her back over before the coyotes come
actually,
home.
no. Jokes aside, Andrew,
I'm from Kentucky, so it's okay.
Sweet tea runs through
I
his
love sweet
blood.
tea.
There's actually a place
Right?
that has proper sweet tea in LA.
I know, right?
No, I'm being serious. Like, Joe told me there's a place, and I'm going to ask him for the address. Because, like, I know you've been pining for it, because we once ordered sweet tea, I can't remember, from a restaurant, and Andrew
But
was
anyways,
happy.
I'll stop.
Yeah, well, if we're done with wardrobe malfunctions. All right.
Sweet tea's important.
Great.
Okay.
Sweet tea is important.
So-
Sweet tea lives matter.
Sweet tea.
So, for those,
Your face.
yes.
Right?
So for those of you who are fans of the Netflix series Daredevil, it's made from the same people, and it takes place exactly in the exact same place, Hell's Kitchen. And oddly enough, the show is going to play off much like that show because, obviously, A, it's made by the same people, and B, the characters...
It's got Gordon Ramsay as the star. Hell's Kitchen, remember? He had a TV show called Hell's Kitchen.
Oh, right. I'm like, Gordon, I don't see that on the list. I'm like, Gordon Ramsay's in the show?
May this be known to our podcast listeners, Andrew is 90% full of shit.
Apparently.
No,
Yes.
that's where all your muscles aren't muscles. It's just bullshit.
Yes.
I just
Okay.
come up with shit on the fly. I'm sorry.
So, as discussed by one of its producers,
But yes, quite
for
literally.
those of you who are going to watch the show and also watch Daredevil, at times the characters do questionable things because these heroes are not exactly morally driven, like let's say Captain America or Superman. They do questionable actions that sometimes the audience is going to be like, why did they do that? And there are also going to be times the villain's going to do actions that are like you're going to want to cheer for them. And before I go any further, maybe I should mention who's actually in the series. We have Kristen Ritter, who's going to be playing the title character, Jessica Jones. We also have... Let's see, where is it? Okay. Mike Coulter as Luke Cage. Rachel Taylor as Trish Patsy Walker. Carrie Ann Moss as Jerry Hogarth. I'm not sure if I pronounced that right. And, of course, David Tennant as Kilgrave, or better known to the comic book fans as the Purple Man. And while I was doing some research on these characters, because obviously they're not very well-known characters, I was looking up information on Jessica Jones herself, and apparently her abilities are superhuman strength and endurance, as well as flight and psionic projection, which I believe is the manipulation of forcing people to see things that aren't there. At least I think that's what it is. But one thing that I am very interested about is because in the premise of the show, it says, following a tragic end to a brief superhero career, what happened? I mean, what made her stop her superhero career, and yet she can still live a life? Because if you are a superhero, and it just doesn't make sense to me. I mean, does she lose her powers? Is that part of the storyline here? Is that what's going on?
Well, I guess we'll find out. In 3
because
days.
I mean, if they do follow the comics, because basically what kind of happened was that she had a baby with Luke Cage. Spoilers.
Well, see, he done screwed everything up.
Well, maybe. Well, hold on. First, it says a tragic end. The birth of his son
Maybe
or
the
child, for that
child
matter,
got
doesn't seem like
killed.
tragic unless the child died.
Murdered.
No, the child lives. Maybe. Oh wait, it's a different storyline. Okay, so
Okay.
That could be.
no, Jessica Jones is actually one of the younger characters in the Marvel universe.
Right.
She does have a baby with Luke Cage. Spoilers. She also, she has a terrible car accident with her parents. That's the tragic.
Before you give a spoiler, just say spoiler.
Yeah.
Then give the spoiler. Like, spoiler, if you don't want to listen to this spoiler, skip
It's
this.
been around for 10.
Skip,
It's, okay,
well,
it's 30
the character's
seconds
been
or
around for
something.
at least 10 years. Like, I'm sorry. Yeah, okay, never mind. All right, whatever.
Anyway.
I'm a horrible person.
Yes, agreed. Now, yes, he's giving me the finger. F you
Finger
too.
again. Screw you.
Okay. Anyway, break. Okay, so obviously in this season of Jessica Jones, Kilgrave, or the Purple Man, as portrayed by David Tennant, is going to play the principal antagonist. And of course, it's another character that I've never heard of before. I had to do some research on him. His real name is Zebediah Kilgrave, which is a very unique name. And okay, right here I'm looking at his species. It says human mutate. So is he a mutant? Is that what he is?
I would assume.
No, it's okay. For the semantical bullshit that is.
Hold on, click. It has a blue thing.
Yeah. Let's take a look at this.
Instead of listening to Josh's iteration.
Yes. Okay. Mutate.
Iteration.
The term mutate refers to the most non-mutant super beings in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Okay, so he's a non-mutant, but he's close.
Yes.
Not sure what clarifies as being close.
Go back to it again.
Right. See below the
right there.
Mutant is a term used to refer to superhumans who acquired their superpowers by exposure to some mutagenic compound or energy. Okay, so basically, it's like he became a super villain. He got his powers through being a mutant.
It says unlike Marvel's mutants, mutates or whatever they are require external stimuli to acquire their powers. I.e., they were born with the potential to manifest.
All right, so maybe like the Fantastic Four, kind of.
Yeah.
I mean, let's not. We're not going to discuss that.
Yeah.
But kind of. Okay. So I was looking up his abilities. This is the Purple Man still. His abilities are super. He's a skill manipulator, which isn't really that super amazing, unless, of course, it was on a god level. He has a high level intellect. He has mind control and regenerative healing factor. So pretty much, if you shoot this man, let me just put it this way: you better kill him, because if you don't kill him, he's just going to come back, and he's going to like, what? But then again, it doesn't say how fast his healing factor is. Is it on the level of Wolverine, or does it take like a day or two for him to completely recover from a bullet wound? So I guess that's one of the factors we'll probably see in the upcoming show. And of course, as I previously stated, this show is going to be on Netflix, so you're going to see all the episodes straight up, back to back. You can binge watch it. And does it say how many episodes they're releasing? I'm thinking it would have to be around 12 or something, I'm assuming.
It's always 12.
Is it always 12?
Always.
Should be right
there.
There's
correction,
13.
it's 13 episodes.
That's what I figured.
And oddly enough, I'm looking at this list right now, and they all start with AKA.
AKA.
Also known as. Which is a little odd. I don't know why. But I guess
Are you on Wikipedia?
Yeah.
Don't trust it.
Well,
there's going to be 13 episodes.
Yes, it's going to be 13 episodes. And usually, a lot of the information, again, on Wikipedia, for the most part, is pretty reliable. I mean, I know...
You get to see Ronda Rousey's Wikipedia page?
Why? What does it say?
Oh, I'm bringing it up. Give me a moment.
Moments passed. Time's up. What do you got?
You should just leave that woman alone.
Yes.
No, it's great. Okay, let me show you. It's amazing.
It has nothing to do with us.
It does, because it's by Wikipedia. It says, Ronda Rousey, an American mixed martial artist that got knocked the fuck out yesterday.
See, you're very insensitive.
Yes.
Very insensitive.
Oh, and below Ronda Rousey, guess what's below? Not mixed martial artist, but ground hugger. Oh, I'm not insensitive. Look at the internet. Look at the Reddit page for Ronda Rousey. And there's Simba, consoling the...
Well, I'm saying it's just people are way too goddamn insensitive. That's the problem. Like, she was like everybody's hero one day, and then she all of a sudden loses, and then everybody's against her. I think
it's not against her. It's just it's kind of karma because she was talking such smack.
Before we get too far off topic, I was just looking through.
So what? Everybody talks smack every day.
Yeah, I was looking more into the.
Oh wait, just let me know. Andrew does have a crush on Ronda Rousey.
No, I don't.
You totally do.
I do.
No, I'm just saying that.
Totally do.
People should, how would you feel if you were undefeated and you had all these fans and then the next day, literally the next day, everybody's against you. You see all this stuff on the internet. You can't go anywhere. How would you feel? How'd you feel?
Probably pretty shitty. But
Exactly.
as far as... Actually, I am undefeated because I've never competed.
Oh, God.
That's
Okay, well, anyway,
anyways,
effing way.
back to Jessica
Back
Jones.
to Jessica Jones. Apparently, a character from Daredevil is reprising their role as a guest star, and that's Rosario Dawson, who plays Clara Temple. She's a nurse in Hell's Kitchen, so
Yeah.
pretty much the character that kept healing Daredevil in that show, she's going to make an appearance
nice.
in this show. It doesn't say to what extent, but, we'll see. So obviously, there is potential for Jessica Jones and Daredevil to team up at some point down the road. Whether it's going to be in this season of Jessica Jones, or it's going to be next season of Daredevil, or something.
See, it says Stan Lee makes a cameo
Of
appearance.
course, he makes a cameo appearance and everything.
Through an on-set photograph. The same one seen in Daredevil.
Yeah, it's Stanley. He's the boss. He gets to do whatever the hell he wants because
Yeah.
he's over 90 years old.
Yeah.
Like here's what I want out of my life. I want a life where I'm in my 80s. Hopefully if I make it that far, and when I die,
Hopefully when you're that old, you'll stay humble.
Yes.
Because a lot of people don't know how to stay humble.
Yeah, exactly.
And I say that in quotations.
Okay,
But-
I know this is a dark, morbid thought, but remember this, guys. One day...
let me finish my thought, please. Yes. But every time I try to get to a point, I get cut off, and it's infuriating.
All right, let's...
Basically, I want to go through my life, and when I die, I want people to be like, yeah, that guy won. I want to
That guy knew how to live.
yeah, the guy played the game, and he played it well. And that's what Stan Lee is. He played the game well, and when he dies, I guarantee there's going to be a whole fucking day of Marvel movies on television.
After this podcast is over, I'll tell you a little story.
Okay.
Put on the story, man.
Huh?
Put on the story, guy.
Well, not tonight. Okay, well, that pretty much wraps up what I got to say about Jessica Jones. Obviously, I can't wait for it. I'm going to binge the hell out of it when it comes out.
We'll not know what the sun looks like, basically.
We also apologize for the quality of this podcast. It's our first time, so hopefully y'all enjoy it. Just saying, just don't judge us by the first one. We'll have many more after this.
Or this may just be a practice run in this one.
Or it may not even make it on at all. But see, we got to get it edited first. Just so we can
see how it sounds.
See how it sounds, yeah.
All right, guys, I think that's going to have to do it for this podcast. Do you guys want to say anything before we sign off?
The only thing I can say is to all the filmmaker listeners, if we have any at all, again, my name's Andrew Young. I just need a fucking job.
And my name's Chad Gregerson. Same response. Josh?
I'm awesome, and I don't need anyone to tell me what to do.
Here goes Trump.
I'll build a wall around my opportunities.
Where's my gun?
Oh, God. I just saw something amazing. If Donald Trump becomes president, we could impeach him, and we could all say in a united voice, "You're fired."
Exactly. That'd be great. That'd be a good short film, dude.
Yeah. All right, guys. That's
Have him build a wall.
Jokes aside, if you're listening to this,
himself.
thanks for putting up with us for an hour.
And
And you'll see us next
An
week.
hour. It's been an hour and 30 minutes, but after
Yeah.
it's been edited, it'll probably be more like an hour and 10.
Well,
What's
thanks
actually about-
thanks for putting up with us.
we'll see you in the next podcast. See you later, guys.
All right, bye-bye.
Peace out.